Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Brothers Take podcast. I'm Chris. I'm joined once again by my brothers, Adam
Hello.
and Eric.
Hello.
And we are back in the room this week to talk more gaming. What a week for gaming, because regardless of what kind of games you're into, I mean, the amount of games... No, the amount of games are just released this week.
Yeah.
Never mind showcases and everything. Like, I mean, that Mario Rabbids game released this week. Gotham Knights released this week. A Plague Tale Requiem released this week. I think Modern Warfare 2 is releasing within the next week. The Resident Evil expansion is releasing within the next... I mean, where were these games all year? It's like, there's fucking loads of shit. God of War Ragnarok has gotten its previews out. People have been playing it and talking about it. There's early impressions of that out. The Callisto Protocol has gone gold, which means it is definitely slated for its December release. Happy days. But we are, I suppose, in the vein of Callisto Protocol and horror gaming, and with Halloween coming up this week, we're going to be talking about those two scary showcases, the Silent Hill transmission and the Resident Evil showcase. We're going to talk about all the things that were revealed from those, what excited us, what didn't excite us. And then if we have time at the end, maybe we'll touch on some of the other stuff. But this episode is purely focused really on Silent Hill and Resident Evil, like the two biggest titans in horror gaming, had a showcase back to back in the same week. What the fuck? Who would have thought it? Konami did something. What the fuck? Or did they? We will have to talk about that, but we'd love to hear from you guys as well. So you guys watch this on YouTube, you can jump down in the comments to share your thoughts at any point. And if you enjoyed this discussion, why not give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell for all future discussions. If you guys listen to us on audio platforms, and you can also touch base on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Brothers Take, again, to give your take on the return of Silent Hill and more Resident Evil. But without further ado, let's get spooky. So I suppose we'll start with the Silent Hill transmission, because that came earlier in the week. That was the first one. What a weird way to bring back Silent Hill, I thought, personally. But what did you think of that before we talk about what was actually shown?
What do you mean? As in, like, putting it on, like, the internet? It's a weird way to do it? Or...
I guess, no, fair. I didn't clarify. That's fair. What the fuck are you talking about, Chris? This is what I thought was weird. I always thought if you're going to make right, there hasn't been a Silent Hill game in 10 years.
Right, so as in...
That was the last time there was a Silent Hill game.
They sort of just drop it. Is that what you mean? Like?
Yeah, they sort of just said, yeah, by the way, on this date, we're doing a showcase. And it's like, whoa, what? Just like that? Just like that? You're just putting in a tweet like that? What I'm saying is, I always thought the return of Silent Hill would come at the... And I suppose I was always, every single showcase, I was like, I'm just gaming showcases. I was always just like, come on, let there be a Silent Hill. Come on. I always just thought there would be something shown that looked scary, and then at the end it would say Silent Hill, and we'd all go, oh! I was always waiting for that to be the return of Silent Hill, as opposed to Konami going, yeah, we've got a showcase act. It's like, what? What the fuck? And then there it was. And great, because lots of Silent Hill, but I just thought it was a weird way to return to Silent Hill.
Yeah, yes, and they would have been...
yeah, they have a lack of... They're certainly out of practice, I think, aren't they? In terms of presenting.
Yeah, to be fair. Oh, yes. Oh, 100% yes.
I did not watch the full showcase. I just watched the kind of just the reveals themselves. Like, there was one I watched, I think at the IGN. It's like a 3-minute reveal of all the stuff for Konami. I was like, oh, brilliant. But all they did was quick little snippets from each one and played their own like music over it. And I was like, oh, never mind. Okay, I'm gonna have to go into each one of these videos and watch them. So but I didn't see the actual, so I don't know what the presentation.
I caught the end.
My presentation was great.
I caught the end of it. I didn't. Yeah, but I think the only thing I missed in terms of the actual showcase, might have been merchandise. I think, did they announce merchandise?
Yeah.
I
thought that was weird.
But
Pachinko machine,
before that is the game reveal, isn't it? That was it.
There was a couple of game reveals.
But some of them were towards the end, which I
Then
think
there was
I
the
caught.
merchandise,
All
and
right.
then there was one last game reveal after the merchandise.
All right, I thought there was a few. Well, I saw a few, so
You actually just saw the whole thing, Adam.
no, but I think I might have technically, except for like the main reveal. Like I think that's, but I decided not to go back and rewatch it, considering I kind of got the gist of the show, and then I just saw the trailers. But yeah, it just felt like they had a gun to their head a little bit when they're talking about the stuff. Also seemed like as if they were being dubbed, although they're definitely speaking English.
A couple of them were. Yeah, there was Japanese spoken in the beginning. Now it was all subtitled and stuff.
Yeah.
There was just a feeling of like, it was just real corporate talk. You know.
Yeah, like they're speaking to their shareholders, not their customers.
Yeah, if I was to compare the two showcases, like Capcom are really good at it. Capcom are excellent at showcases. They know how to talk to people and they know how to present. They can do it in such a way that it's like, this will be appealing to younger audiences and older audiences. Like, they're actually very good at it. Konami are not good at showcasing. However, that is not to take away from there is some excitement to be said for what they were showcasing. If you get me. Like,
yeah, so
like there's a lot here for Silent Hill fans who have been hungry for a long time.
Yeah. So it was the Silent Hill 2 remake the first reveal?
It was. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
so that was the
it
first reveal. And how did they present that, or did they just kind of...
That was how it opened.
Oh,
it
just
opened with
that?
It opened with that trailer, right? So it opened with like the first shot, the floor with the cockroaches. And at first, I'll be honest, I was like, is this PT? Are you saying PT is coming back? If you did that, that would have been gold. There's two things they could have done that would have been gold, right?
Yeah.
That wouldn't necessarily, I don't mean bring back Hideo Kojima and do Silent Hills, right? I mean, that would be ultra gold, but that's not happening, right? But
Just
there's two
release the
things they
demo.
could have done that they would have had the rights to do that I thought would have absolutely aced it. One is PT is back on now, available now. Go play it, right? That would have been legendary. And the other one would have been all of our Silent Hill catalog is now on Game Pass and the PS Plus store.
Can you not play Silent Hill on Game
Not
Pass?
that I've been able to find.
No.
All right. Or maybe it was just a joke. I thought I saw on Twitter someone saying you can play Silent Hill 2 on Xbox right now.
Oh, maybe they've put it on since. But they didn't announce that. If that is the case, they never said anything about that. So anyway, that's besides the point. That's what didn't happen. What did happen, I suppose. I mean, the Silent Hill 2 remake makes sense. That makes a lot of sense as a move to do, and it also makes sense.
No.
Why?
Well, I just feel like, why not just, like, if you're going to get back into it, why not just start with the first one? Why not just remake one first?
For the same reason, I have a good counter to this, actually.
Yeah.
For the same reason that they're going straight to, in the Resident Evil series, they're going straight to Resident Evil 4 and not doing Code Veronica. It's for the same reason. It's like, yeah, Silent Hill, people like it. People love Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is the one they love.
Yeah, but you could say that about Resident Evil, like, people liked Resident Evil, but people loved Resident Evil 2. But they still started with Resident Evil doing a remake.
Yeah, but they did that at a time that was like before they weren't remaking all of them. And I think that was literally just like, oh, you know what? This first Resident Evil is actually really outdated.
Janky.
As opposed to, like janky as fuck.
I do wish that they remade the first Resident Evil the same way they did with 2.
They might.
Yeah.
They might eventually.
Maybe they will.
But at least
That's
it is there, There is a modern version. And it feels weird to me, like, and I think, with Resident Evil is a little bit different than Silent Hill in treatment because we were getting a Resident Evil nearly as frequently as a Call of Duty at one point. You know what I mean? It's not as if it disappeared. But I think if you're coming back, if you're returning, why not return? Like, there's gonna be people that are like, Silent Hill 2, I've never played the first one.
Yeah. I do think that an impression I got from the showcase as a whole, which I think is true, and I think it speaks to why there's so many reveals. I actually think Konami put out a okay, people come to us and pitch your Silent Hill idea.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So they're like just a Netflix
That's what,
kind of a thing.
that's the impression I got because, and I would imagine then Bloober said, we want to remake Silent Hill 2. So it's not Konami saying, let's remake Silent Hill 2 to bring back Silent Hill. I think Bloober said, we want to remake Silent Hill 2. Approved. Someone else came along and said, we want to make a Silent Hill where everyone is chatting online together and it's this weird fucked up experiment. Approved. Someone else comes along and goes, I want to do something totally different with Silent Hill where it's this weird set in the 60s Japanese horror game more akin to, say, Siren or something. Approved.
What the F?
Approved all of the... Yeah. That's what I think.
A lot of people are excited about that one because apparently that writer is a really good horror writer.
Yeah, no, those
So
look
they were
good.
saying that was going to be good. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about it, but like visually, I like the idea.
Silent Hill Flora.
Oh, actually, I was about to ask what do you think the F stands for, and Eric, I think that sounds like it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's written like a function, isn't it? Like a function F.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't know.
I have to say, not only did I think visually that looked cool, obviously that's only a CGI concept trailer, but visually it looked cool. But also the rendition of the Silent Hill theme using Japanese instrumentation, I was
That's cool. Yeah,
that's unsettling as fuck.
it is a good idea. Like you know, exploring the Silent Hill universe, I guess, but doing all kinds of like you could do a bunch of different short stories or different ideas with it. It doesn't have to be a continuation, you know. So yeah, that's a really neat idea. Bit of a what's that one? The Love, Death and Robots kind of vibe a little bit to the overall look.
Well, that's the vibe I got from the overall because it was so many different studios with so many different announcements of Silent Hill games, but none of them necessarily like this one is the next one. You know what I mean? Well, yeah. I think it's clear that Silent Hill 2 will be the first one we see.
Yeah. What do you think of that? Anyway? What to look at that one?
I mean,
it's a really good CGI trailer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but even there was a moment of game that I like that they've shifted the camera angle. Makes a lot of sense to what is now kind of the more modern camera angle for most horror games. Pyramid Head, or as they like to call them, Red Pyramid thing, but I always call them Pyramid Head.
Yeah. What was that?
Pyramid Head looks scary as he's ever looked, really. Do you know what? There's two words in the world of gaming that have always terrified me growing up, and that was Silent Hill. I don't know why. It has always terrified the hell out of me. So would I play these games? I have no idea, but I am happy to see them.
I was thinking that, like, you talking about the idea that Silent Hill's been around for 10 years, you constantly waiting for some showcase to announce Silent Hill coming back. But yeah, I don't know if you will play them, if you'll be able to play them at all.
I don't know either.
Neither do I. I'll give it a go.
I think the excitement for my personal excitement for a Silent Hill coming back is because I haven't played the Silent Hill games. I played a little bit of Silent Hill 1, a little bit of Silent Hill 2, but I can't actually say I've played them.
Yeah, I haven't either.
You know? So I watched the Silent Hill movie, if that's worth anything to anyone.
Accurate as fuck.
I thought it was visually very cool. I thought it was visually a cool movie. But no, PT actually got me genuinely interested in what a modern Silent Hill could be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was like, I want to see what the next Silent Hill is, right?
But then you also look up like synopsis and everything to like most of the Silent Hill games.
I became obsessed with just wanting to know what is Silent Hill, because every person I asked had a different answer. And I was like, what? So I was like, what is Silent Hill? Someone went, oh, it's a doorway to hell. That makes sense. And I asked someone else, what is Silent Hill? It's a town that was built on an ancient burial grave, you know, one of those. And I'm like, wait, so which is it? You know, and then I asked someone else, like, oh, no, it's just a place where it brings out your darkest, you know, inner demons and stuff. And I was like, so what is Silent Hill?
All of the above.
And then also, I suppose, the writers of Stranger Things, the Duffer Brothers, have cited Silent Hill as one of the biggest influences for their show.
Yeah.
And you can even tell that when they go into the Upside Down and there's the white specks everywhere, it's deliberately referencing Silent Hill. So I suppose Silent Hill has been so influential on so many things that I like. Even and then you listen to Glenn Schofield talk about Dead Space. He said one of the biggest influences on Dead Space, apart from RE4, is Silent Hill. So in terms of getting the atmosphere right and the scares right. So all like how influential it is kind of my biggest reason for like wanting it back.
Yeah.
To see, well, what does someone do with it now?
Are you familiar with Bloober?
I know I'm
is.
playing a game that they made called The Medium. And
Oh, right. Okay, it's that crowd. And what's... Oh, yeah, they did Layers of Fear, didn't they?
They
did
did.
they?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the pit now where I'm like... Yeah, I've always wanted to get into it, and I think, a remake would be the greatest opportunity to play Silent Hill finally. But I am a little bit like... I think with Konami and just the way they have been over the years... hopefully, I'm actually hopeful that you're right in that they actually are not overseeing any of it whatsoever. Like, they have nothing to do with it other than just getting paid,
distributing, publishing.
Yeah. But with Bloober, their games they're pretty good, but they're not amazing. I find personally. Layers of Fear was good, but there were technical issues. I felt like the frame rate was just pretty poor on it. I think they did Layers of Fear 2, I think didn't quite live up. Well, what's Medium like? Is Medium good or
Medium is good, but the facial animations aren't up to scratch.
Yeah, it did look a little bit like that in Silent Hill 2 trailer, didn't it?
It looked because it's kind of like her mouth barely moves,
right?
But you're like hearing a full proper conversation.
So I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I think I'd see how it's going to. Yeah, it hopefully it lives up and it's not like getting your hypes up and then when it releases it's like an Avengers game kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's an online RPG. Imagine. I think it's got to be made quite faithfully. I think these guys are fans, like genuine fans, but also I feel like Bloober have got the talent, but I think they've been held back by budget.
Yeah, possibly.
The games they made before are much
I don't know
smaller.
about the Medium. I think the Medium was them full blown.
Well, I think that was them stepping that before, but I mean Konami it can't be understated. I know not people haven't seen many games come out of Konami, but Konami have a fuckload of money. Like they actually have money to burn. So I would imagine if there's anything they need, if they need to hire so many more people, if they need so much more equipment, if they need so much more whatever to actually pull this off, no problem. Whereas I don't know if they've always had that kind of a resource, even on the Medium.
And I think as well, Konami probably were quite happy with Bloober to do it because in the Medium, when you go into the spirit world, I think the minute I went in, I messaged Chris and went, if you want a bit of Silent Hill now, I'd suggest a bit of the Medium because you're just in there going, oh, this is fucking fucked up.
Right.
The spirit world looks awful.
Yeah. Well, maybe part of that was their pitch. Maybe it was like, we really want to do a Silent Hill game.
Yeah,
look at the Medium.
Their designs are very cool for some of their stuff, and just kind of good color tones.
As someone who plays the most horror out of the three of us, Eric, do you think? Obviously, you'd want to see more, but just at the moment, would you have an interest in playing the Silent Hill 2 remake?
Yeah, because like you, I'd be a bit like, I kind of want to know what the fuss is with this because it's so influentially famous and loads of people played and loved it. And I think, a lot of people said Silent Hill 2 was the best, so I would want to give
I know the storyline of Silent Hill 2.
I think you've told me the story of Silent Hill 2.
And
I do know
it is actually, I would love to see it performed.
Unfold.
But as well, nowadays, if the acting could be up to scratch, it could actually be fucking incredible. Do you know what I mean? Like one of the things that I think holds back the PS1 era games, as great as the concepts are, the acting wasn't there, right? Not really. Whereas nowadays there's such a higher quality of acting. So with that kind of a game where it's there's a bit more action to say Resident Evil, so you could get past the shitty acting because you're like, yeah, but it's fun. Silent Hill isn't fun. No. So you have to be brought in on the emotional level and the psychological level. So that could actually be elevated, I think, this time around.
I think this is why I wanted them to do one first. Is to proof
of concept,
prove that they can do it, because they're jumping straight into the fan favorite. If this bombs,
I understand that.
Yeah. Because it's not just like, okay, Bloober's handed a really big IP, but it's Konami's return essentially to the gaming space properly.
Yeah.
I'm definitely like, I'm optimistic, but I'm not like this. When I was watching the trailer, I was like, this looks nice, but I'm not excited necessarily. I need to see more. I need to maybe check out developer interviews or something like that. Like, I need a little bit of proof that you can handle this. Definitely.
I do think that in the way that they're revealing the return of Silent Hill, this might not, like, other people might be just like, no, just give it to me straight away, like, as much as you can. I really think that the way you do this, though, is important in terms of generating the excitement and the right response. So I do think that, when they had a showcase at the Tokyo Game Show and wasted everyone's fucking time, I do think if they had ended that with something where you're like, wait, what is this? You're not sure what it is. And then at the end, it ended with the music, and then the name came on screen. You go, what? So they are doing it? It is coming back? And then they could say showcase coming in October. Now you're waiting for that showcase to see more of that game. And then you get surprised when you come to the showcase that they've actually got loads of games coming. And that, to me, would have generated the kind of excitement that they want.
Yeah, it's a bit like, like having a friend that like disappears for years. You haven't spoken to them. They never actually contacted you, never texted to see how you're getting on, and then just calls up to your door someday and going like as if nothing changed. It's like, where have you been? Yeah. But I wonder if anyone at Konami right now is going, Silent Hills, huh? That would have been, should have done that.
Yeah, it's weird that okay, maybe what I was saying about just put PT back on or whatever is far more complicated than just doing that, because they fired the guy who made it, so
two guys,
and they have really burnt bridges with those guys who have gone on to do their own thing since.
Yeah.
And maybe repairing that relationship is a lot harder than any of us realize, so maybe that's just, maybe we just need to give up on that pipe dream. But I think that's why they were like, okay, if we can't get that back, which really would win back the fans, and we fucked up. And actually, maybe that speaks to why they're going, all right, greenlight the remake of the most beloved Silent Hill game, because if we can't give them Silent Hills, that's the alternative. And you might be right. Maybe they're jumping the gun too much, but I have a feeling, based on the reactions, that the community don't care.
Yeah,
they seem to really be happy about
Silent Hill 2. Hope it lands. Do you reckon like that's why it's because it's PS5 exclusive in terms of console? Like, and I'm wondering, like, there's a lot of that people are not too pleased about hearing that, and I agree. It's a bit strange because there's nothing there to confirm that there's like a collaboration. Like, Bloober is not a PlayStation studio. Like this. It's a bit odd why they made that decision, and I'm wondering, is it because Silent Hills was supposed to be, and therefore they owe Sony a Silent Hill game?
Possibly, because someone from Sony did show up to talk during the showcase as well, to say we are so happy to be partnering with Konami on, bringing Silent Hill back to PlayStation. So I would say you're right. I would say there is a long outstanding deal there.
You owe me, bro.
Fulfilled. You owe me Silent Hill. It's like, but we broke up with Kojima. It's like, well, then give me something. And they're like, what about the Silent Hill 2 remake?
Otherwise, it makes absolutely no sense. Other than the legacy, like if they had presented it as like it first appeared on the PlayStation back in whatever, and then just kind of introduce it that way. But all of it just seems a bit like, what are you doing?
Well, the biggest problem really was the language that they used throughout the showcase, because it was things like, we hope you enjoyed this distribution,
it felt a bit ironically, it felt more Umbrella Corporation than the Capcom one.
Very much so. It was very corporate talk. They did also during it, you know, and we talked about the Silent Hill 2 remake, Silent Hill F. There are a couple others that are just concepts that we don't really know what they are yet, but it'll be exciting to see what they become. But there was also a chunk on, I don't know if you got to see this, maybe you did. There's going to be another Silent Hill movie.
I heard of it.
Heard that. Yes, they're getting the director back, aren't they?
Of the original one, yes.
Yeah, from like
he's doing
16 years ago.
He's doing Return to Silent Hill, it's going to be called, and it is going to be a film adaptation of Silent Hill 2. Right? Actually, this speaks some right to it as well.
It's going to be Pentagon Head.
Oh, no. Pyramid Head was in the first Silent Hill.
He was. He tore flesh off a...
To be honest, again, I know, I don't know the beats for beats of Silent Hill. I haven't played it. But I've heard from other people, like the Silent Hill movie, regardless of whether it's a well-made movie or not, is one of the more faithful video game movie adaptations, people say.
They do take, I think they take a little bit of a liberty with how Silent Hill becomes Silent Hill. But yeah, it's still very...
Well, there is something that
isn't it
about a witch in the first game or something. There is something about that.
Well,
the movie, I think, is a little bit more inspired by the third Silent Hill game, I think, isn't it?
The look of the character is based on the third game.
But even Silent Hill itself, because it's a little bit more industrial looking, isn't it?
yeah.
Oh, I thought it always was.
Was it?
Even in the yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Once that siren comes on,
rusty.
it all changes, and then you're like, yeah, I want to get out of here. I don't like this. Like
I don't like this.
Because I remember playing the start of the first game with my friend Danny, and then we turned it off because we got too scared. And you like some of the initial imagery from the first game, that scene is recreated in that movie.
Dope. I know they use kind of similar camera angles sometimes, don't they?
Yeah, and you see the guy who's ripped up on the fence is like the first
I remember that bit.
thing
That
you
was
see.
my favorite bit.
Yeah, and then you turn and then you go down the stairs and suddenly you're in an industrial type factory thing. So all of that is in it.
Oh, neat.
I would love to
Neat.
be the, like, because in the movie,
Yeah.
right, and I don't know obviously if this is the way it is in the games, but in the movie, you got Sean Bean trying to find his wife, who's trying to find her daughter.
Yes.
And so the wife goes through.
Who's the daughter
foggy
looking for?
The daughter was going to be sacrificed to the other daughter for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so the wife is going through Foggy Silent Hill and through Industrial Silent Hill. And Sean Bean is going through normal Silent Hill. I'd love to be in normal Silent Hill. That'd be class. So I won't get fucked.
Sean Bond.
Yeah, see, I don't know how accurate
I don't know
that
how accurate that is.
concept is, but I actually thought it was a really cool concept, and the whole kind of movie sort of ends with he can't find her
Yeah.
because they're not in the same plane of existence at all. So even when she leaves
It's
Industrial
like a
Silent Hill,
metaphor
she's
for the
forever trapped
relationship.
in. No, I don't think so. I think it's just
Yeah, well,
that.
they get back to the house, and he gets back to the house. When they get back to the house, it's foggy outside, but when he gets back, it's like sunny.
Yeah, so
So
she's like
there's-
forever trapped in. Even
That-
when she's left the town of Silent Hill, she's forever trapped in sort of the dimension of
Yeah.
Silent Hill. I thought it was
it's
a
very-
really
yeah, it's
cool,
really cool.
ending. It's actually not a bad film. Fuck off.
I think it's the performances. I think people had issue with, isn't it? It's like
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah, but I think that's a
I don't
product.
know. The nurses did a really good job.
It's a product of its time, isn't it? I mean, I don't think when it comes to comic book movies and video game movies,
Mhm.
they never really took it seriously.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I think I think I'd be excited to see this new movie.
I will not go to the cinema to see it, but I will watch it.
Probably would.
Yeah, I probably
if it
would.
looks good, yeah, I
I
probably.
probably would.
That'd be fun.
Like, I don't think they're. I mean, the first one is nowhere near as scary as playing one
Yeah,
of
but
the
that's because
games.
I have the ability to pause and watch it in daylight.
No, but it genuinely wasn't. It actually, like, it wasn't incredibly scary.
It'd be good to watch it and then just have like a bunch of people like mimic the nurses just in front of the screen or
Wow, that'd be fucked up. So, well, interestingly though, the director did say that when he came to Konami to pitch the movie that he wanted to make, that started the conversation about we should do some more games.
oh my fucking god, like
That's what he said, and I was like, oh, that's weird.
I'd love
Which
to
is why I
see
think
what
this-
it's like in Konami right now. Like you know.
This is why I think this is how it worked out. I think he came along. He's a genuine fan of the games. He came along. He said, "I want to do another Silent Hill movie. I really want to adapt Silent Hill 2. I always planned to maybe, but I never got to do it, and I want to do it. Here's my pitch." And then they probably went, "We should probably do more games as well then, if we're going to do this. But we don't make games.
This movie's just not going to work unless we have games to go alongside it, man. We're going to have to go full steam ahead on making games.
But we don't make games
as a game
anymore.
studio.
So we better hear someone's pitch, huh? Someone pitch a game." And then everyone was like, because everyone was like, "We're dying for a Silent Hill. So yes, we would make this. We would make this. We would make this. You get a Silent Hill. You get a Silent Hill. They just greenlit them all."
Yeah, hopefully it's like, I mean, it's cool to see so many different Silent Hill projects. Some of them I'm like, look, it's cool it exists, but I wouldn't be for me. But hopefully it doesn't become like, because Square Enix does that a few times, like with their Final Fantasy VII series, for example. They kind of
right.
They throw everything.
They greenlight too many things.
There's like NFTs now and shit like that. Like, stop. Just calm down.
NFT stand for National Football Team or something?
Non-fungible token.
Oh.
Do you know, an NFT is very like Silent Hill. Every time I ask someone to explain it to me, I get a different answer, and I still don't know what it is.
Yeah, I kind of get it, but then I see it being applied to things that I just don't understand how that works.
No, I literally haven't a clue, and I'm sure, like, when people say this who know what it is, I totally believe them, but I actually don't understand it, if you get what I mean. When someone says NFTs ruin the environment, I'm like, I haven't a clue how that works, but I believe you because you're so passionate about it. But I genuinely have no idea how that works. Like, I don't know what an NFT is or how it ruins the environment. I have no idea.
There could be just multiple things that are dubbed NFT.
Well, as far as I know,
someone brings up NFT, they're actually talking about something else.
As far as I know,
NFTs. There's nothing scarier in the world now than NFTs, actually. So.
No, they're the scariest thing. Let's say there is a digital artwork of Cloud, right, and it's a one-off kind of special edition digital artwork.
Yes.
You mean the character
of Cloud? Yeah.
Okay.
The character, Cloud Strife. Anyone really on the internet would be able to just take that because it's digital. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So an NFT would be almost like a digital kind of certificate or receipt, essentially, that confirms that you own the original.
Okay.
But because...
Why would anyone give a shit about that?
I know, that's the point. Like, why the fuck does anyone
I don't
care?
mean why... I get why people would be mad about them being promoted. I mean, why would anyone give a shit about wanting one?
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Like, as far as I can tell, everyone hates this idea. So why does this exist?
Yeah,
like, clearly someone's buying into this idea. But anyway, I think the idea then is that because there's a digital receipt, then if normally with something like an image, right, a digital image, you can duplicate it, so it doesn't actually take up that much space, right? Because one of it would exist essentially on a server somewhere, and everyone can just access it. That's normally what happens, right? So with a YouTube video, for example, there's only one of it, but millions of people can watch it. But with a certificate, like an NFT, it's like one of it exists and only one person can access it. That takes up way more space then, because you can't there's no duplicating, right? It's so if it's taking up space, it's taking up space on servers or data farms, and therefore big data farms have to be built in order to store all these things, which takes up land. It uses up a lot of energy, and that's how, in terms of the environment.
So domino effect is what people are getting at then, that the mass production of NFTs and the supporting of NFTs will lead to huge environmental issues.
Essentially, yeah. We would have we would no longer have farms for crops, but farms for machines.
It's the Matrix.
I was actually about to say that this sounds like a fucking conversation from Metal Gear Solid. Like, this sounds like
a little bit.
Next idea.
I can see Kojima not into this, but also finding a way to turn it into something creative and awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. You wouldn't know.
He will turn NFTs against themselves, because he'll make a product about NFTs, but everyone can access
That's my understanding of NFTs. I could have that way off, but...
Well, someone else who maybe understands it even better, get in touch, share, whether it's on YouTube, jump down to comments, share your thoughts on NFTs, or get in touch on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at The Brothers Take, and also on the Silent Hill transmission. I like that they called it transmission as opposed to showcase. I thought that was a cool thing to do. But let us know, were you excited for it? Are you just happy to see more Silent Hill games back? Are you glad they're jumping straight into Silent Hill 2 remake, or would you prefer the first one to be remade, as Adam was suggesting? Or which of the other games are you more excited for? Or even the movie? Are you excited about a movie? Let us know. But then jumping on to the Resident Evil showcase the next day, like a big Capcom response. Or so.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
I think it's great to have the two kind of titans of horror gaming back to back. Like, I think it was cool. I did prefer this showcase.
Yeah, it was hot.
But there's a bias. There is a bit of bias there in that
it's better.
I've played more Resident Evil. I'm a Resident Evil gamer. Like, I like.
Plus, these guys showed that like they know what they're doing.
I have confidence in Capcom. Yeah,
I have a feeling that everything they showed is not going to be bad.
No, probably not. Which I suppose the first thing was just highlighting again the Winter's expansion, or Resident Evil Gold Edition, if you've never gotten it, which is coming this week, 28th of October. Mm-hmm. So more gaming. My God.
It's coming to all the things.
Oh, every single thing Village is coming to.
It's going to be on the Echo. You can probably play it on your calculator.
Eventually.
Yeah. It'll be like the new Doom,
I was about to say it's going to the next Skyrim.
Well, like Doom is like, there's like a running gag of like what they can get Doom to play on, and
oh yeah.
There was one where it was like I am sure it's not real, but I definitely not real. But anyway, they're like, got Doom running on my pregnancy test.
It's definitely not real.
Is that like the original Doom?
There's a bit of doubt though. You're like,
well, it did have a screen on
it.
There was a screen on it. So at this stage, I mean,
is this the original Doom or
the OG Doom?
Yeah.
I thought that was maybe just more of like a joke, and I don't mean this is like something that people would genuinely feel about a pregnancy, but like Doom on a pregnancy test. Is that not? Yeah. Surely that's just a joke about like my life is doomed because it came up.
Well, they did actually. Someone did actually get to play on a potato.
What? Shut the fuck! No, it didn't. That's a lie. Well, that's a straight up lie. Okay, no way.
It is a lie. It was hundreds of potatoes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they actually have all these potatoes lined up, and then they stick the like, I don't know what they do, but they use the potatoes to charge it up.
See now, why farm NFTs when you can farm Doom potatoes?
There you go. Doom potatoes.
Doom potatoes sound great. Anyway, I suppose, the Winter's expansion, was there anything new from that, or that stood out to you, or any extra thoughts on that?
I did have a good chuckle when they were talking about it, because I think when we talked about it originally on the idea of the third person thing, I was saying about it'd be so funny if every time you move the camera, Ethan would look away. You could never see his face. And then they confirmed it. I had a good chuckle about that. I was like, that's hilarious.
I wonder why they're keeping it. Like, for the end.
At this point, it's a joke, right? At this point,
yeah. Or else, it's not arsed.
No, because I think, like, if you go into the data, they have modeled the face. Do you know what I mean? But they're just so adamant about, you know what, let's just not.
Because people have modded to take away the kind of blacked out face that they've done in the model viewer, so you can see his face. So you can't look it up and see what he looks like. Yeah, so they're just completely taking the piss now. It was like, nope. It's not
I was curious how they were going to do cutscenes in third person mode.
So actually don't look too bad.
Well, all the cutscenes are in first person, so.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, there were some moments though where they were the cutscenes though.
Yeah. So everything in game is third person. And all the cutscenes are.
I'm really looking forward to playing the game again in that third person, because I actually only played it once.
I gave third person a go.
Any good?
Very scary. I don't know why.
Scarier.
I panicked.
Yeah,
I panicked. It was the little castle demo. You had an hour to play it, so it was the original castle demo where it's not. I thought it was going to be an hour of the castle, but it's not. If you reach that certain point, it ends. And I was like, fuck! If I hadn't known that, I would have played around more. Because I remembered what to do. I kind of got straight on with it because I wanted to get through as much and do some of the fighting in third person. Because I was like, really, that's the difference. So I only got to really shoot the guys down below, you know, like the thralls down in the dungeons the first time you meet them. But they did kind of overcrowd me, and suddenly I panicked and I started pushing. So I'm pushing the wrong buttons. You see I recorded the gameplay, but you see it like the map comes up, and I'm like, what am I doing? So I basically showed off that I've totally forgotten how to play the fucking game, and but yeah, no, I found it. I don't know why. I think in first person, I felt like I could back away more.
That is strange.
Versus when looking at my character, I felt like I was more surrounded. I don't know. So I think I'm going to find the bigger encounters way harder in third person. I think I'm going to panic more, which is strange.
Yeah, like
usually the idea of first person is supposed to be like it's happening to you,
so
it's supposed to be scarier. Third person is supposed to be less scary. I think I find it the other way around. I don't know why.
Maybe it's like because you can see what's coming up behind you. You know?
Yeah.
I think the bit where you're, it's towards the end, you're going through, it's all the lichens are all coming at you, and you're going through the kind of the runes. That bit would probably be fairly tense.
Yeah.
Well, what bit are you looking forward to the most to experience in third person?
Eric, you go first.
Chris Redfield. Absolutely kicking it.
Actually,
yeah,
cool, yeah. Actually, yeah. I forgot about that. I was so focused on Ethan Winters in third person that I forgot. But yeah, Chris.
But the Call of Duty sequence.
Yeah, I wonder though, will they
Although
do
Drive the
thing?
Tank is going to be gas.
Oh yeah.
That might be in first person.
Yeah, I'd say
they might
so.
when you get into it, it may change into first person.
Yeah.
I hope it's not.
I hope it's not too. I'd like to see that a little bit because I don't like that sequence, so it'd be interesting to try.
But I just think it'd be so much fucking funnier. Because when you're in first person, you're getting thrown around, but you only have your vision like that. If it's actually out, you'll see the tank get lifted up in the air and flying around, and I just think it'd be fucking gas. Like, I'd be like, this is just ridiculous.
I was a very ridiculous sequence.
It was. I loved it, but all for the wrong reasons. Like I loved it in like a I love Arnie movies kind of way. Like, I was just like, this is gas. Yeah, I don't know what else. I suppose the dollhouse. It'd be interesting to see. Is that like I probably won't find that scarier in third person. I'll probably find that bit easier.
Yeah, because you can navigate a little bit better to hide and stuff, right?
Yeah. But I won't be as close to that fucking thing.
unless they also do that section in only first person.
I feel like they might.
I feel like the bit there's certain bits that I think won't work as well in the third person, like the first time you encounter the lichens, who are all perched on the roof, right?
Right.
I mean, if you're looking down, you're gonna miss that.
They did show it though. I think the camera is wide enough that you'll see them.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I did show that. I think the fight with Lady Demetresque when she's her weird Dracula vampire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
It's going to be weird.
I think obviously
narrower, tighter.
The area is very small, but I think it'll be interesting to see how that works.
Well, one of the things they confirmed, which is great anyway, is that whichever mode you choose to play in, from the options menu, you can change it back.
Okay.
Let's just switch between
them. During your playthrough, if you're finding there's a section where you're like, I can't play it this way, you can switch it. And then you can switch back afterwards. So actually, you can play like a mixed playthrough.
I'd say, what's his name? The fish dude.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
Moreau.
I'd say his final encounter will be easier in third person.
Yeah, that'll work just fine.
You can kind of see that area a lot clearer. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like, because it'll be my second playthrough of it, but it'll be a little bit newer.
It'll feel like a new, yeah.
Can't wait for it.
Well, I played well. It was very reminiscent of Ori 2.
Cool.
In terms of feel. Yeah, it was very reminiscent of that. So, but I forgot how much of a bullet sponge the enemies were.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forgot how to. I panicked on reloading as they got up to me. That's why I was like, what the fuck am I doing? So I forgot how much of a bullet sponge they were. I'm also curious to see how the Shadows of Rose thing turns out. It looks a little bit more fantastical, but I think it could be interesting.
Hmm.
You know, it's not a full game; it's only a short kind of DLC. So if it looks like they're experimenting. If it doesn't work, grand. It was only a short DLC anyway. If it does work, then great, and it might speak to where they might go next.
I think it's a great expansion. You know, I think you get quite a lot out of it. You know, even if you don't like everything that's included, like there's got to be something there. I think.
And how about that Ori 4 remake then?
Oh man.
You can fucking crouch in it. That's so good.
Just all of it. All of it is so good. I was like, it looks just like that, except it doesn't. You know, it looks amazing. Like it just looks amazing.
Before we go into the details, then I want to each of us a one-word reaction to what you saw from Ori 4. If you had to explain it in one word, what's your one-word reaction?
Crouching.
Crouching is okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hot.
Hot. Okay. I would say intense.
Yeah.
I think
Hot,
it looks
intense crouching.
hot. Intense crouching is
our
Ori 4 review.
It's also going to be the name of our martial arts movie.
Hot, intense crouching. Yeah, this looks fucking.
Looks great.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to play it.
Looks scary.
I want to.
Looks scary. Like
fucking
like 4.
terrifying.
Like 4, I'm like, you know, I know that game like the back of my hand, and then I was like, this will be a breeze. Only it's going to be, you know, all pretty. No, this looks so different. And I loved how much they showed. Right, it's the bit that everyone. It doesn't matter even if you've only played an hour of Resident Evil 4. You've seen what they've showed you.
I'm jealous of the people who have gotten to play it.
The whole game?
No, that section. A few people were flown out to play it.
Oh, wow.
I was listening to your man on Easy Allies. He shared some other information that I won't spoil. You can go check it out if you want. I won't spoil it here. But it made me like, oh. Like, he shared some other stuff that he got to see that it was, you know, it's like,
cool.
It's cool that that's confirmed or non-confirmed or that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought, I was surprised then when they showed the trailer afterwards.
Yeah, they showed quite a bit actually.
I remember there was like theories and rumors that it's only going to be the village and they're cutting out the castle. There's loads they're cutting out.
Oh,
There's all these like rumors about all this stuff. So as soon as I saw Salazar, I was like, oh, there we go. It's all there. Like,
the only thing I didn't see was the island.
Of course, stuff. But that's all endgame stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't show Krauser.
Yeah, that's the one I heard where he would be cut out.
Okay. Do you think he will?
I don't know. At this point, like, what's the point? Just keep it all in.
He will. I'm curious. And will they do a Separate Ways? That'll be a DLC.
That'll be a DLC. Yeah.
But it'll be interesting because we haven't seen Wesker in this Ori remake series yet.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious if we will see Wesker.
They'll get Sean Roberts from the movies to be him.
But
did they change the voice actor?
Reddick, of course.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Lance Reddick. Yeah. Actually, well, no, you say that. But again, you can still, with a video game, you can design Wesker to look like Wesker, but also get Lance.
Well, actually, his voice would be fucking.
And his voice would be awesome. Yeah,
cool. It actually would be amazing.
Yeah. But did they change the voice actor for Ada? She sounds different to the one in Ori 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know it's the same guy doing Leon, but I thought he actually sounded better.
Yeah, he has the much more non-rookie voice.
It looks like they've struck a fine balance between, like, because it did look very action-packed as well.
Yeah, I'm so happy to see that shit. It still looks like it has an element of the cheese.
Yeah, the big cheese. There's one thing in it I didn't like, and that's all. Everything else, I can't believe is real.
Same. The one thing I don't like.
I wonder if it's the same thing. Eric, did you have anything you didn't like?
Maybe there's one thing where it's been like, I kind of preferred the original design for some reason.
Oh, design. Oh, okay. What was that?
Uh, I actually forgot the guy's name. I know it begins with an S, but
Louis
that doesn't
Serra.
narrow it. No, not Louis Serra. I didn't mind him. Didn't mind his design.
Salazar?
Not Salazar.
Sadler.
But see, that's the problem. There's fucking so many characters that have to say no. It's Doctor something.
Salvador.
Salvador. There's too many characters
With the
S.
chainsaw?
I don't know. There's something about his bag or something.
Yeah, he does
clothes.
look different, doesn't he? He's not.
does look
he's not as
different.
bulky as he was.
Yeah, I
in-
kind of
He's
prefer.
not as bulky.
I kind of prefer the bulky.
I
Fair.
kind of agree
Okay,
with that.
fair.
I think his original design is definitely cooler.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I know. I'm not like that's awful. Like, I just kind of do prefer his original design.
Mm.
Mhm.
But other than that, the one other thing was that where I went a bit like, fuck off. I mean, obviously the whole thing is super unrealistic, but I was a bit like, fuck off when he took out the knife.
Oh
What?
man, that's amazing.
That's my
I was
favorite bit.
I love the bit when he starts fucking cutting down.
No,
Oh,
like
and
blocking the
environments and
chainsaw,
everything.
man.
No, blocking the chainsaw with the knife was unreal. That
I was like, there's no way
yes.
that would block a chainsaw.
Eric,
It does
he got
break
chased
though.
by a nutcracker in the original. Come on.
It does break though. I did notice that the
The
knife.
knife has a durability.
does break,
Knife
yeah,
has
yeah.
a-
If you use it, it will break.
Yeah.
But you
which
can use
sad
it
to
more
see,
than
sad to
the.
see.
I get it though, but it is an evolution of what you can do in RE2.
Yeah.
You will get way more use out of the knife this time around, but it's basically to say don't sneak around and knife every single enemy, because if you do that,
Well, in
you're not
RE2,
utilizing your other-
it also has a life as well.
but it's very short.
it's very short, and you have to keep picking it out of
like
the body.
using it
It's
once.
I think
Yeah.
this time around you'll get a lot of use out of it, depending on what you use it for. Like I think if you're just knifing enemies, it'll last a long time. If you do block the chainsaw, it's like yes, okay, it saved your life, but you're about to lose that knife. You know, it's gonna cut in half. But I thought you would love that.
I preferred his collar in the first in the original game.
Oh, is that what you were on about?
Yeah, that's it. I actually
Oh.
just his leather jacket. I think just the profile of it, like the character profile, looked so much cooler in the original than he does in this new one.
I actually think I preferred, for the most part, the designs of all the characters in the original. I love the graphics of this new one, but I'm not sure I prefer any of the new character designs. Like Leon, it looks really wide in the hips with this jacket. I don't know why. I can't wait for the jacket to come off, really.
That's what all the ladies say.
Yeah, well, Leon's hot. But no, the thing I didn't actually like, where I was like, this is genuinely not as good as the original, the merchant's voice.
Oh
the Aussie.
I did not
Hello.
like the merchant's voice. Yeah. I was like, where's the huskiness? You know, where's the welcome,
Yeah,
stranger? You know?
But the end of the
Yeah.
event pretty much did confirm that merchant and the Duke are
Friends.
buddies.
Oh yeah, but sure, the Duke said that in Village, remember?
No.
Yeah, there's a line at one point where he goes, welcome, stranger. I knew a guy who used to say that.
I know,
Something
but it
like
was
that.
it was like
Yeah.
that.
Oh right, like
that
an
could-
Easter egg kind of.
yeah. But now it's
Yeah.
like genuine. It's confirmed, right? It's confirmed that
Yeah, they know each other.
there's obviously some sort of group, a secret organization
Yeah.
of merchants
You
who
know
sell weaponry to.
To guys
Slay.
who
Yeah. As I was playing Resident Evil 8, my biggest question was, does the Duke know the merchant though? Thank God they
now it's
confirmed it.
confirmed.
I can
It actually
sleep
kind
easier
of would
now.
be interesting if there was like a secret society of
Yeah.
merchants.
They have
Well, I
special,
think
they have
there's-
special coins. It's actually just the John Wick
Yeah.
organization.
Organization.
Oh, don't do that to me, man. If you fucking get the Keanu Reeves comes into one of these games, it'd be so good.
I think they'll return the favor in RE4 remake. I think the merchant will mention the Duke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
he
but
will.
I'm not a big fan actually of the Australian accent. You know what? Actually, I hate that.
stealth in this one now.
Yes.
That's what I was saying. Crouching.
Well, crouching doesn't
Lot
necessarily
of
mean
shit.
stealth, but yes. Yeah, that
Yeah, there is
entire
stealth.
Always means
that entire first house encounter, just
looks so good.
so different.
Yeah. You know what? That's
So
one of the
excited about
things that excites me a lot about this. There's no, like, we a couple of episodes had like a big debate about remakes and remasters and what's the difference and how much work needs to be done.
I
for
think
one
this
to be
is a
one or the
remake.
other. No, I love that this is very clearly there's no one can go, wait, isn't that just the one I played before? And it's like, no, it's not. It's very respectful of the one you played before, but like even entire areas in some cases look completely different.
Yeah,
but
but
the first
that's-
encounter is completely different in a good way, though.
But that's the thing about the Capcom's remakes is that they're very faithful to the originals, but also different.
Yes,
But also
yeah,
the Final Fantasy VII, right? It's like
Yeah.
the I think the East is showing how you remake
Do a
games.
remake.
100%. Yeah, this is a way more. And I look at, I'm not shitting on. Like in one way, I could say I haven't played The Last of Us Part 1, but actually I have. So, this is why this is a way more exciting remake. There is a reason, even if I've played the original, to play this, which
Honestly,
is to see what's new. They actually experience the newness of it.
Which are you more excited about then? The remake of Resident Evil 4 or the remake of Silent Hill 2?
Oh, absolutely Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, even based on that,
with Silent Hill 2, really.
Yeah, there is that, but I just think the presentation and everything is so much better. Like, and they've proven themselves, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They have done this for a while now, and we know what to expect. And they kept what people I think love about Resident Evil 4. Like, well, some people don't. It seems the chainsaw, like, block him with a knife. Like, that is such a Leon thing to do in Resi 4.
Yeah, 100% it is. I was worried he wouldn't do anything like that.
I was
and
the
then
same.
he did that.
Yeah.
And the only thing that would have absolutely mic dropped this whole thing, if they let the gameplay just end when the bell rings, they leave, and he goes, "Where's everybody going? Bingo." I would have. Yes, he still says the lines.
He does say a cheesy one line in it. I was super happy about that. I was like, "Hey,
what one does he say?"
I cannot remember, but because I don't think it's from the original. I think it's just something they might have added in the middle of gameplay, and it just.
But man, even when he gets into the house and they're trying to, and he bolts the door, but it's done like cinematically.
Yeah,
those little interactions and the way the enemies grab him, they're terrifying.
Yeah, they're a lot more aggressive.
Way more like villagers who are like.
Well, it looks like they're
so
doing
scary.
what they promised to do for Resi 5.
Actually, yeah. It looks like a fulfillment of like a very old promise. He's right. You're right. You've hit the nail.
Could you imagine if they finally like?
Can you imagine what an Ori 5 remake is gonna look like?
But like they it's like, all right, you know, we're just set. It's just set in the time of Resident Evil 5, but we're actually going to remake it like the way it was supposed to be. Could you imagine?
Yeah. It could come actually, and it could be like.
And I could.
Wow. I didn't even like. Oh my god! I never thought it'd be like.
This looks hot, Chris.
This looks crouching hot. Yeah, intense.
Intensely hot crouching.
That is Ori 4 in a nutshell.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm so excited. I'm much excited.
I can't believe it's coming out in March.
Yeah,
lads. Like, what the fuck is happening? So there's an Ori Village DLC coming, like this week, right?
Yeah.
In December, the Callisto Protocol. In January, Dead Space remake. In March, Resident Evil 4 remake. Wow. And I bet you anything like that Silent Hill 2 remake will be next year. Guarantee it.
Really? Yeah, this is
wow.
Yeah.
This is a generation for horror games.
And they look great. And yeah, okay. Someone could complain, it's like, yeah, but most of them are remakes. And it's like, so what? That's what I say unto you.
Most things today are just rehashes of old shit anyway. So
because it's either you have a horror game or you have Dark Souls. That's pretty much it. That's all you got.
Yeah.
So for us people who are a bit like, but we don't want to die 10,000 times.
Or live service games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's
the other
or
one,
first person.
You know, I don't want that. So.
Or story driven. Actually, there's a lot of variety games.
Yeah, no, I was just fucking blown away by it, and it was one of those ones as well where I was like, I want to. Do you ever? Like, there's some of them where you're like, I want to watch other people's reactions to these because like I want to see how this person reacts to that moment. I was like, straight away, I was like, I need to see Maximilian Dude's reaction to RE4.
Yeah,
because I know it's one of his favorite games.
It's interesting about gaming though, isn't it? Because it's like when in the movie industry, right? When they do a remake, a lot of the older folks will be like, they shouldn't touch it. It was perfect. They're just going to ruin it. And then when it comes out, it's like, yeah, it's spoiled. It's ruined. And then the new generation might latch onto the remake because they can connect with it. It actually hasn't. It's not like aged.
Yeah.
Whereas with gaming, it's like, there's for the older folks, it's like, oh, this brings me back, but then it's new and exciting and different. And then with the newer folks, it's like, I've experiencing this for the first time. This is amazing. And it like brings people together.
Yeah. That's true.
You don't.
I think the difference maybe is
Games
your
have
interaction.
a lot more to offer. Yeah.
Right?
Not just
Like
the interaction, but I think the people who are making it are like they're fans, right?
Oh,
They're
no, I know
fans
that,
of it. It's not like it's not just a money grabber. They're like, no, we really want to do this justice.
Yeah, but what I mean is like with a game, because it's in your hands, and you can compare with if you played like an original and the controls are janky. They were the best they could be for their time, but now you go back and you're like, oh, it's so janky to play. Now you're looking at it and it's like, wow, this is the game I remember, but it's so much more fun to play,
Yeah.
Versus if you're like with the movies,
Your experience is always going to be the same.
Passive.
You're just visually watching it. So if you're like, sure, it looks newer, but I don't feel any better about it. I just wish I was watching the original again or something like something. An old movie doesn't necessarily like newer doesn't mean better in the realm of movies, and it doesn't always mean that in games.
Old
either,
does
but,
not mean dead.
Yeah, Slipknot. But the gameplay does get better. That's true.
Yeah.
So I think your interaction maybe helps with that kind of difference.
I wonder what I'd like to get the general consensus on it, because I remember when Ori 4 remake was kind of talked about. Generally, I think people were like, "Oh, not another Resident Evil 4," because it's like ported to everything, it's on everything, and blah blah blah. There was a bit of a fatigue for it, but I was always like, "Nah, fucking yes, this is what I want, like an absolute like a remake of it." I wonder, after seeing it, do people feel the same now about the Ori 4? Like, do they have enough of it, or did this change their mind? I'd be interested to know that.
Yeah. Well, get in touch, guys. Let us know. I think people are excited for it. I think because it's so very clearly not like a port.
Yeah.
Plus, I do think it's going to be as much as it's going to balance those kind of badass moments that we got to see. I do think there's going to be less of those.
Yeah.
And I do think it's going to be a more serious story.
Oh, the fucking police lads, your friends. They were absolutely...
Your friends.
They were...
like, knew them for a fucking hour. Your buddies.
You don't even get their names.
I don't know their names. And I've played Ori 4 like loads of times. And I have no idea what those
That's why I
characters
just
are called.
referred them as friends.
Yeah.
But like...
Oh no, friend.
That's pretty brutal what happens to them in this remake.
It's kind of... I mean, one of them is straight out of the original.
Being staked.
The one getting burned.
Yeah, but this time you actually see him being little light, like it's...
Yeah. And the other one, but it's interesting because it's like as if you went in. I don't know. I think they're changing it up. I don't know if you arrive with them. I wonder if you're going in.
It doesn't
and picking
seem
up...
like it.
Oh, I see. Right. In the remake, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, in the remake, I think you're picking up their investigation where they left off. Maybe they said they thought they spotted the.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I must say I am excited to see this update of Ashley. I mean, everyone.
Yeah, she looks great.
As much as you love Ori 4, everyone hated Ashley Graham, right? Famously so. Leon, help! Most annoying sound.
Oh, I
ever.
hope they have like.
I hope she says it.
The
But
amount of weapons in this looks. Okay, like that's the only word I have. Hot, right? It looks hot. The amount of weapons
what
here.
did that have to do with what I was just talking about?
Well, I was just thinking about like, okay,
I like Ashley.
here's my
Yes,
I like
weapons
Ashley.
are hot.
Weapons are hot.
here's my mental gymnastic there, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
You mentioned
go ahead.
Ashley. I just remember shooting her. No,
I'd be like, shut up, Ashley.
no, but like remember the unlockable costume where she's in like
yeah,
a
she's
knight's
she's in
outfit.
knight armor. You can shoot her and she doesn't die.
You
Oh,
have, and I was thinking
yeah.
about like, oh, I hope they have the unlockables in it, and then I was thinking about the weapons that are in it. It's just like there's so
Wow.
much in it.
That was such a jump.
It is a jump, but maybe looking back to it, I hope the unlockables are there. I want to put
Yes,
Ashley
yeah,
in the
fair.
knight's armor.
In the knight's armor. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that would be so fucking funny. And
Wasn't
then you
Leon in the like
It's like
you
a
could dress him up as a mafioso.
yeah, it's like
Al
a
Capone kinda guy.
Capone
He was-
kind of yeah.
the mafia outfit? She was in the
Yeah,
knight's armor, and then there was the old RPD outfit.
Yeah,
And she was
yeah,
in,
that
like,
looked cool. Yeah.
that needs to be in it.
I hope
Her old
so.
outfit. Yes.
But the Ori 2 remake version of it, like
Yeah.
that needs to be in it. Like,
Mm.
that looks great.
I mean, they were in Resi 2, so why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think they will be.
That's one of the
Like the
issues. actually,
Capcom are
Resi
big
3.
into your replayability value as well. So using unlockables,
Yeah.
and even unlocking, like I bet you there'll be like filters you can put on the game and stuff.
This
like
is
that.
a big game, though. Like, this is I can't. Yeah, I'm shocked actually that it's coming out in March because like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
so much. Like they've added so much more to this, but the game itself is huge in comparison
Yeah.
to Resident Evil 2.
There will be
I'm
things
free.
missing. One thing I want to know, right? I don't know if you've caught it, and this will be sort of our final piece on this for now. But I
Okay.
mean, we'll be coming back to this obviously. But, right, when he's entering the house, I've watched this footage so many fucking times. When he's entering that first house, if you look on the right, there is something that's very clearly put there for people. Well, for newcomers, it's just a horrible, scary image. So you're like, I'm in for some bad shit. But for people who played the original, it's very deliberate. There is a dog that is dead caught in a bear trap.
You can
Aw.
the actual you can go see the actual dog caught in the bear trap and is dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right. But that's there right in the beginning.
Yeah.
What I'm wondering is that just to make you go, oh no, the dog's dead, but you actually will find another dog? Like, do you think the dog will be in it? That dog? Or do you think that's it? The dog is
think
dead,
that's
the
it.
dog's not in it.
I think that's gonna show you like, yep, things are gonna play a little bit differently this time. All the things you
Okay,
knew,
so you-
different.
You think no dog?
No dog.
Okay.
That's your
Eric,
little buddy.
What do you think?
Slaughtered. Look at that. He was your friend. He was your friend. Just like your other friends. They're dead.
I haven't even met this one. My friend. Can you imagine if he just showed up? He's like, my friend. Eric, do you think the dog will be in it? And if you save it, do you think it'll help you fight the El Gigante?
Yeah, I want that. Give us that.
No, not you want it. Do you think it'll happen?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I also think it'll be there. I don't know if it'll help you in the same way. I think that image being so early on is deliberately to make you think, oh no, if you know the original. The dog, no. I think there will be another dog that you find that, like, you know,
A whole pack of dogs.
Yeah.
those dogs. Just fucking loads of them jump on the back of that. I can't wait to run up the back of the El Gigante and fucking chop the shit out of his fucking parasite.
Do you know what's gonna be creepy?
And the El Lago. I bet you, is it Del Lago or El Lago?
Del Lago, I think.
Del Lago.
It looks different.
That fight will have been updated, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
I guarantee
There's no
it
way
won't
you're
be
just gonna play fishing.
Yeah. This is so exciting.
But going through the churchyard with the lightning and the fucking wolves, that's going
Well,
to be terrifying.
Well, with how dark just the fucking house was,
Mhm,
yeah, I am
mhm,
not
mhm.
playing this game.
Yeah, I'm 100% playing it, but
I will tell you how it is.
Yeah, like I
I'm
can't
gonna
wait
play it. I'll play it.
to not play this game. I can be like, yeah, no, I will play it, but it'll be like, you know, when you were
Definitely
when
take
we
my
were
time.
playing,
Definitely take my time.
what was the game? No, yeah, when we were playing, was it Village, where me and Eric had cleared it like so quickly,
Yeah.
and it took months. Was it months for you to like finish it, and then we eventually did like a spoiler talk on it? Like it's, but that was just because
Yeah.
you were so busy. It actually took you
Yeah.
so long to actually get around to playing it. I will be like that with this, but it'll be because I'll play it like 10 minutes at a time and go, yeah, that's enough for tonight. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Need to go calm down.
you'd stop it at every save points. Yes, they would have to have save points. They'd have to have typewriter.
I can't wait to hear the save music.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that's something that I was a bit like.
Oh,
I'm
right.
not so sure about. It's
We're
the music.
not ending this conversation.
No, not at all.
It's so good though. But anyway, the music I'm not so sure about. I need to kind of feel more of that. But the music, I think, to Resi 4 was really iconic.
Mm.
And
Well, I
here
could
it's
never
a little
hum a
different.
tune, but I always knew it when I heard it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Now, I did think when the Ganados were attacking you and you get into the house and board
A
up,
little bit more electronic, wasn't it?
yeah, but I was like, it sounds very familiar though. I do
Okay.
think it is the original music reorchestrated.
But I was looking in the
So
bonuses, like if you pre-order it or you get a collector's edition or something like that. I thought I saw something in there where you can swap out for original music or something like that.
oh wow,
Maybe I'm wrong there, but
that'd be cool.
yeah. Some of those bonuses are kind of neat, but that collector's edition is so expensive.
They are expensive, but I have to say, as pre-orders go, they're on the ball. Like it's decent for if you're a big collector, you're loving this stuff. Resident Evil is your favorite franchise, like, and as well, like having at the end of the showcase, like we have the launch date, we've shown you gameplay, we've shown you a trailer, you have a fair idea of what to expect now from this game, both gameplay and tone, graphics, and here's the pre-orders now. Like they're so good at putting together a full package of this
Yep.
is what's happening.
This is
and
how
I
you do.
believe them.
This is how you do game
And-
reveals.
And they said, no, so it's coming to PS4, whatever. If you buy the PS4, you get a free digital download of the PS5 edition. They don't have to do that. They literally do not have to do that. They're just fucking sound.
Sound.
So anyway, we'd love to hear your thoughts, everyone, on the Resident Evil showcase and the Resident Evil 4 remake. Is this a game you're going to be picking up? Have you ever played the original Resident Evil 4? Let us know your thoughts. And if you have played it and you're going to be getting the new one, what are you most looking forward to seeing? Or do you have any theories about other things that they might leave out or that they'll definitely enhance? Let us know your thoughts on both the Ori showcase and the Silent Hill transmission. If you're watching this YouTube, jump down in the comments to share your thoughts. If you enjoyed this discussion, why not give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell for all future discussions on these games and many other games. If you guys listen to this on audio platforms, then you can also touch base on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Brothers Take, again, to give your take on these two titans of horror. And let us know if you're going to be playing any scary games for Halloween. What are you going to be playing, and do you recommend anything to scare us? Thank you very much for listening. We'll be back to talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.